it's Belinda from Mama Bear Living Life. How are you doing today? I am doing pretty good. It's Thursday, day before weekend eve, a day before payday, which I'm broke. Literally, I am broke. I'm having to pull money out of savings to put into my checking so I can get all my bills paid. Still waiting until next payday to do it, but at least I can pay my bills, right? I had an incident today that I want to share with everyone, and maybe thought I saw somebody over there, and maybe help somebody else out, because I had something strange happen today. Let me tell you, I was in a meeting today at work, and a phone call comes across my personal cell phone, and didn't recognize the number. I thought, well, it was a local number, next county or two over, and say, oh, okay. If it's important, I wasn't gonna answer. I didn't recognize this, so I'm not gonna answer it. If it's important, they'll leave a voicemail. I went back to listening to my meeting, and a few minutes later, my work phone, it flashes up. I got a phone call coming in. It flashes up on my computer screen. Look up at it, and it's the same phone number that just called my personal cell phone. I'm like, odd. Not gonna answer it, especially if you called my personal cell phone first and then my work number. Yeah, so I didn't answer it. It went to voicemail. Got off the meeting, pulled out my cell phone, listened to the message. I'm like, what in the heck? It was this person calling from an attorney's office. I think he called it Becker and Levin and Associates or something like that. Said that there's a civil case out there, and I'm a defendant, one of the defendants on the civil case, and I had to call him today because they're getting ready to file it, and he has questions he needs to ask, get some statements from me, or what have you. I'm thinking to myself, who or what is going on? So it's like, okay, so I listened to the message on my work phone number, and he left a little bit more information. He said it was from, I think, February 2022 or something like that, and I need to call blah blah blah. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? What's going on? I know nothing of anything of the sort. I don't owe people money. Well, I do, but I'm paying them. And I was like, I wasn't involved in any accidents. And I thought, well, did I say something to somebody that pissed them off? And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So then I thought, well, I have been reading in my AARP newsletter about scams and stuff. All right. I thought, let me look up this attorney's office on the internet. Look it up. Immediately, I see scam this, scam that, trying to drum up business, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, now let me filter through this and get stuff that's like in the past 3 months. So I did a filter, and the very first one that come up, the second one was something about the Better Business Bureau, something about fake or scam or something. But the very first one that come up was an article, and it actually listed this attorney in there, and said that they're just trying. Well, basically, it's just a scare tactic to drum up business, get money, blah, 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 blah. Again, I don't know if it's a real attorney's office, so it's like, okay, let me call this guy. So I called him back on the phone number from my cell phone that he called from, not the phone number he left. The phone number he left was a toll-free number. So I called the number that he called from my cell phone, and this person answered, and I asked for the guy, and blah blah blah. He finally came on. Come to find out, I filed bankruptcy last year, and he was saying that one of the credit card companies had me listed on as one of the defendants. He said there's many defendants listed on here, and I was just one of them. And they had filed a civil lawsuit for the money I owed them on the credit card. And I was like, I filed bankruptcy, and that was included. And he's like, yes, I know you filed bankruptcy, but this was not included on it. I'm thinking to myself, BS, B freaking S. Because I know all my credit cards were listed on there. And he's like, and I tried to talk, and he would just talk over me, and would barely let me get a word in edgewise. And finally I said, you know what, I'm gonna call my attorney's office. I said, and he was like, yes, go ahead and call your attorney's office, and you can call me back. And I hung up the phone thinking to myself, I'm not calling you back, my attorney is calling you back. I immediately called my attorney's office, and his paralegal pulled up my paperwork, and she says, no, that credit card from that bank was included in the bankruptcy, and it was discharged. She says, give me this man's name and both the phone numbers that you have for him, and I will call him. She said, and I will call you back later. It was about maybe an hour or so later. I was on my way to my physical therapy appointment, and she calls me back, and she says, yeah, I left she says, I called both numbers, and the one number, another person answered, and they said that this person was on the phone, and they would call me back, and on both numbers. And she said, and he has not called me back. She says, but I'm going to keep trying. She says, I'm going to put do some scare tactics, or put a scare into him for something. She says, you don't worry about it. She said, we'll take care of this. And she did mention, though, that she's had quite a few people call with the situation along the same lines happening. So, yeah, I didn't, for probably a couple of minutes, I was panicky, like, oh, what the freak? Who's filed a lawsuit against me? What have I done? But then, I had my fight or flight sense kicked in, and the fight part of it was like, oh, hell no, let me figure this out. I just want to let everybody know about it in case if you get something like that happens. Scam artists are using every tactic that they possibly can to get money out of you. Every scam artist is trying just about every tactic they can. It didn't scare me for very long, because one, my ex-husband was a bill collector, and I learned a lot of things from him, and I knew that wasn't right. But anyway, that was part of my morning. Everything's been good since then. Everything went well with physical therapy. They're concentrating more on my shoulder now. I'm still supposed to be doing my exercises. I can actually make a fist. It's not a tight fist, but it's not like this, but it's a fist. Yeah. I can actually cross my arms now too. Hold on. Now I can't do it. I can't do it. I did it earlier. I can cross my arms now. I'm still supposed to be working on my thumb. They think my thumb will be able to move more. I don't think so, but they think it can. But they're concentrating on my shoulder now. It hurts a little bit, but I can lift it up. I can actually move it around. It don't hurt. Every once in a while it'll catch and they'll stop. And it's like, okay, let go of it. And I'll have to move my shoulder just right so it doesn't rip. But anyway, I'm feeling better physically, mentally, emotionally. Hopefully I won't get any more phone calls like that, because I would probably let loose on the person the next time. It's like, you don't do that crap to me. I knew for a fact that credit card was just discharged. I knew it. He was even talking about garnishment, wage garnishment. I'm thinking to myself, I have no money for you to garnish. It is like, it's starting to get a breeze out here a little bit now, but it is like miserably hot today. Past couple of days have been pretty nice, and then that rain last night, that was awful. I was watching Ryan Holiall. He's a meteorologist YouTube channel that follows bad storms. He goes live when there's really bad storms across the country. And he was on last night and I watched it. We had a couple of bad lines of storms that come through, but nothing like northern Arkansas and southern, was it Missouri? I think it's Missouri. They were getting bad storms. I mean, really bad. It was pretty bad though last night. I came out here. My dogs didn't want to come out. I mean, the wind was so bad. Right before the brunt of it hit, I was like, I gotta batten down the hatch. I gotta get everything secure in the backyard. Open up the back door. It's like, holy crap, it's already here. So I'm out there. My dogs did not leave the house. I left the door open, and they did not leave the house. They stood at that doorway watching me, and I'm just out here pulling plants down. Most of my plants already fell off the plant stand thing over here, so I'm picking them up, securing them on the ground. And yeah, I was only out here maybe a minute and a half getting everything secure. I got everything secure except for the tarp. The tarp is halfway off my thing over here, but by the time I finished and got back in the house, I was drenched. I was soaked from head to toe. I got a blanket and wrapped myself in a blanket because I was freezing. When you're all wet, it's 76. It's only 76 degrees in the house. It's not cool by any means. You know, I mean, it's cool when it's 100 degrees outside, but when you're wet, that was awful. So I'm sitting there, had a cup of hot tea, wrapped up in a blanket, watching Ryan Holiall. Next thing I know, power's going. I'm like, oh crap. So I threw the blanket off me, started running through the house, turning everything off in the house that I did not need on. I turned off ceiling fans, night lights, unplugged my clocks, turned off all the lights I wasn't using, went into the kitchen, made sure everything was off in there that could be turned off, made sure my computers and stuff was shut off. You know, everything was turned off in the house except for the one light I was using in the living room, the one ceiling fan in the living room, and my TV. Everything else, and my security system was still on, and my internet was still on. But it's like, yeah, after that I didn't have any issues. Internet went out for maybe 5 minutes or so. Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. Anyway, that's all going on. That's all that's been going on. Nothing more. Definitely nothing less. My Beamer's chewing on this huge limb, or not a limb, it's a stick. It's probably about that big around. Probably about 4.5 feet long. He's just chomping away on it. Aren't you? He's looking at me, tongue outside of his mouth like, who, me? God bless you. But yeah, I gotta pick up limbs too. Like I said, my son had a 30-foot tree. I think it was from a neighboring yard, maybe, that fell into. He said it fell into one of his trees, or a tree fell into another tree, and it's just kind of hanging there. He said it's a widowmaker. So he's got to figure out how to get that down. But yeah, everything's hunky-dory here otherwise. It's hot. As usual, I see my neighbor over there. I knew Beamer was gonna do that. See him standing there. Looking over here like, you go ahead and come over here. He's a mean old man. I'm telling you, he's a mean old man. He wasn't mean when I first met him, but woo, he turned into a, yeah. I just gotta laugh at it. I dealt with my mom. She wasn't the sweetest person in the world. Loved her to death though. But anyway, I'm gonna get on out of here. It's too hot for me to be outside. And I really don't have nothing to do out here. I could pick up the sticks, but that can also wait till tomorrow. It's not like the sticks are going anywhere. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna get on out of here and find something constructive to do inside the house because it's cooler in there than it is out here. So on that note, I'm gonna stop this recording. Y'all live fierce, be happy, stay safe. Bye.